Gaffer, forced to settle for a point here in the end this afternoon. What was your initial assessment of that this afternoon?
Initial assessment is an excellent first half. I thought we were really, really good. Fluid, played through their man-to-man press really well, some great moves, got a goal, pushing for the next one. And then second half, we just started a little bit slowly. I think we slipped into a bit of a protective mode a bit early in the game. We weren't quite as fluid with our football through them as we were to get to their final third and put their goal under a little bit of pressure. And naturally they're going to have a little spell where they have a little bit of momentum within a game. Always that happens, and within that little spell they obviously got a goal, poor goal from our point of view. And again, the game was then alive at that point because we couldn't get the second goal. So yeah, from our point of view, a bit sloppy, but then we still had time to keep pushing for the winning goal, and we did have our moments. To be honest, I think on another day one of those probably does go in. Damari hits the bar and hit the post in the first half. Lewis Kumas is a decent header, so on another day I think we get the 3 points there, but it wasn't to be.
The way we started the game must have pleased you. There was a real zip and an intensity and a tempo about our play. Yeah,
there was. I think we've had, with the 2 away games, obviously there was I think maybe a little bit of a lack of zip as the game wore on. Potentially that played into it, but first half I was really, really pleased. We got back into our home rhythm, home form again. So I think we can take a lot from that first half. We've seen again today what we're capable of at home, but we haven't quite managed to extend that out for the entire 90 minutes. There was a spell that we weren't quite ourselves, and we've got to stay strong in that little moment and keep pushing on. So yeah, I think from our point of view we're disappointed. It's fair to say, because we feel that we got ourselves into a winning position and you should see it out here, but it wasn't to be today.
The home games that we've been on in this run, we've been 1-0 up and we've got that second goal. Was today maybe the turning point with the fact that we didn't get that second goal, when you're always susceptible to the other team coming back into it?
That's exactly what happened. I think we had lots of games like that last season actually, where we were 1-0 up and 2-1 up, and we could sort of see the game in there. But recently we've been getting the second goal soon after the first, and it's probably given the boys a little bit of a cushion, to keep playing and stay on the front foot. So we can learn from that, because we're going to be in that situation again pretty soon. So we just need to learn our lessons from it. We obviously take a point from this game. We've got a lot of games coming up, 5 games, before that kind of FA Cup game. 3 of them are at home, so we're going to be back here a lot. We've got to keep our spirits up, stay calm, stay confident, and keep pushing.
You referenced the sort of maybe a slow start to the second half. Is there any particular reason for that? And the goal they scored was a bit scrappy. Could we have done anything in better there?
Yeah, definitely. I think we go to press the ball. And to be fair, they've gone long, as they did all game, to Lee Burn. He's a giant, but they've handled him really well, the centre backs, I thought. But on that occasion, it just dropped down and they've skipped through. Uncharacteristic from our defenders really in that moment, and pretty sloppy goal from our point of view. We don't concede many chances like that, let alone goals. So yeah, I think it's disappointing. As we can say that. I think the boys will be with that one. But outside of that, I can't remember too many saves or things that Ryan's had to do. So. Their keeper makes a really good save actually from a free kick also, Damari Gray. So yeah, it's one of those days, not to be.
The last 20 minutes it looked like we were the ones who were pushing. Damari's had a free kick saved. He's also hit the crossbar, which would have been a fantastic goal. It wasn't for a lack of effort.
Oh no, I think, as I've always said, I think that's the first thing I'll look for. I think that's why the fans hang around and show their appreciation, because they know what the team always give. They go to the very end, 100-minute games, whatever it is, they go to the very, very end. And that's been a hallmark of us since I've been here. And if we continue with that, we will get late winners and late moments in games. But today, of course, it's not meant to be. It's been a big week, long week for us. We've thankfully get time to recover and refresh now before the next match away from home.
I was just going to say, we've got a week now before the Sheffield United game. It's been 3 games this week. It does take its toll. Do you think a week now to prepare for that game will stand us in good stead? Yeah,
we obviously have no midweek game this week. Next week, the week after that, really, you could say is no midweek game, because we've got the Boxing Day game there as well. So, yeah, I think that little bit of time will help. Some players are obviously going through playing a lot of football, so we can refresh, recover, start thinking about our improvements and how we can do better in a long season. Where we have shown quite often what we're capable of, and we did today for large spells, but wasn't quite to be.
Just finally, Bright Asai Samuel's going to join up with Nigeria now for the African Cup of Nations. Obviously, we wish him well. And is there any update on James Beadle? Wasn't in the squad today.
James Beadle just got an ankle issue. We don't know the severity of it. We'll find out more next week. Obviously, liaising with the parent club, which is Brighton, and doing assessments. And it's not a long-term thing, from my understanding.